week 5. That's it. It's week 5, finally. And guess what? It's going to be a long sequence. We are going to look at 28 asanas today. That means there will be some new ones, and there'll also be a few that you've already learned, which you'll be revisiting. So without wasting any more time, let us get started. So let's start with the invocation and the chanting of the 3 Oms. Again, if you wish to join me, go ahead and follow the video just the way it is. However, if you wish to skip this section, there will always be a chapter marker in the description. You can just skip to the part where the sequence begins. So bring your hands close to the sides of the body. Press your fingertips down. Lift the side armpit chest. Roll the outer shoulders back. Bring the elbows closer towards the body and move the shoulder blades in. Your head back. Pause for a few moments, just looking straight ahead at you. Find a line which is just directly in front of you. Then, maintaining this lift and length of your spine, bring the palms of the hand in Namaskarasana, placing it at the center of your chest. Now softly begin to close your eyes. Draw your attention inward, observing the natural flow of breath. And then we will begin with 3 Oms. So take a deep, slow, long inhalation. Yogena chitasya padena vacham malam sharirasya chavaidakenam yopa karotam pravaram muninam Patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram shankachakra siddharinam Sahasra shirasam shvetam pranamami patanjalim harihi om. Now keeping the lift and length of your spine, gently lower your head down. Release the hands, place them back on your legs. Softly open your eyes and lift your head up. Okay, so let us come up into Samasthiti or Tharasana. I had to keep the book because the sequence is long, so I needed to make sure I had all the points. But for now, I'll keep it back. So come into Samasthiti. Bring your big toes close together. Press the bottom of the feet firmly into the floor. Be even on both your right foot, left foot. Pause for a few moments. Take your attention to your outer shoulders, roll them back, lengthen from the top of the shoulders down to the elbows, spread through the fingers. Take a couple of breaths, normal soft inhale and exhale. Now from this position, we are going to go for Urdhva Hastasana. So go ahead and stretch your arms up. Take your attention to the upper arms, lift and lengthen the sides of the body, keep your outer upper arms closed. Keep the weight heavy on the heels. Press your feet firmly into the floor. Stretch up, lift up. Now slowly release and bring your hands down. Preparation next, we go to Baddhanguliyasana. So take your right thumb on top of your left, interlace the hands, turning the palms out, again spreading through the palms of the hand. Keep the fingers touching, outer elbows in. With an inhalation, go ahead and stretch your arms up. Focus your attention on the outer upper arm, draw them closer, tighten your elbow joint, lengthen the sides of the body, lift up, even stretch your inner arms, upper arms. If you're firm on the feet and your shoulders are open, you may even try taking your upper arms behind your head. But watch so your abdomen doesn't come forward. Keep your abdomen back, buttocks in. Now take your hands down. Let's change. Left thumb comes on top. Interlace the hands again. Turning the palms out, spreading through the palms of the hand, keeping the thumbs touching. With an inhalation, go ahead and stretch your arms up. Lift up, stretch your armpits. Keep your outer upper arms in. Keep the weight heavy on the heels. Knees tight, elbows straight. Now slowly release and bring your hands down. Take a couple of breaths here. Then we are going to do Namaskarasana. So we bring the palms of the hand at the center of the chest. Take your attention, evenly press the whole, the base, the middle, the fingers, the right and the left equally into each other. Focus your attention on your upper arms. Lengthen the biceps down towards the floor. Take your outer shoulders back. Move the shoulder blades into the back. Look straight. Now slowly release. Urdhva Hastasana leading to Namaskarasana. So again, reach your arms up, stretch up. Use the connection of the upper arms to really lift and lengthen the sides of the body. Keep pressing your feet firmly into the floor. And then move the upper arms back as much as you can. As always, if you cannot touch your palms, that's okay. Your elbows should be straight. Keep lifting, but make an attempt to work by actually moving your upper arms in first. Then you bring your palms, the base of the palm first. And then see if you can maybe touch. If you find your elbows are bending, again, straighten. Keep the outer shoulders in. Stretch up, lift up. Focus your attention on the feet. Keep the feet pressing firmly down and lengthen the sides of the body. Now slowly bring the hands down and come back into standing. We're going to add a new arm movement, which is called Paschima Hastasana. Paschima is usually in yoga, it's the back portion of the body. So if it's Paschima Hastasana, that means you are holding your arms from the back. So this is how we grip. So I turn around. So I hold here. So the work is to elongate your upper arms, taking your shoulders back and working your elbows as closer as you can, right? So this is the grip, and that helps to further open the chest. If you're tighter in the shoulders, you might find it difficult to actually grab your elbows. So you might be able to hold your forearms. So whichever way you are holding, remember to take your outer shoulders back and keep the elongation of the upper arms similar to what we did in Namaskarasana. Now we go to another arm movement. And again, these movements are great in terms of opening the tightness of the shoulders. Our general modern lifestyle does make our shoulders and neck very tight. So even if you don't do many of the other standing poses, this first set, this sequence is great for opening the shoulders. Now let us go for the next one, which is Gomukhasana. So we are going to lift and stretch our right arm back, lengthen it up. I'm turning to the side so you can observe my side view. I stay on my heels. I work my arms back as far as I can, and I lift the side chest, and then I touch the back. So I am standing and I'm extending. So from the armpit, you elongate to the elbows and taking the outer shoulder back. Then you can swing your left hand and see if you can grab it. If you can grip your fingers, you can hold your fingers, rolling the shoulders back. Note that your chest remains open, your head stays in line, and lengthen the arms up towards the ceiling, the right upper arm, and the left shoulder goes back, moving the left elbow down towards the floor. Move the shoulder blades into the back. Stay very firm, standing on your feet. Now let's change. So take your left arm up, elongating the left side of the body, stretch up, lift up, take the left upper arm back, bring your hand down. Note that your arm is not going out because we're not trying to grab, we're trying to open the side armpit chest. So this is the area to open. Then you take your right arm, from below, and then you attempt to grab your fingers. As you're there in the pose, keep stretching your armpits, elbow pointing up to the ceiling, roll the outer deltoids in. Take your attention to your right shoulder, rolling the right shoulder blade back, and stay steady, looking straight, standing evenly on both your feet. Now, I'll do a short little demo to show you how the pose can be done with a belt. So I'm going to grab a belt. You can take any belt. It could be even a scarf or anything if you don't have a yoga belt. And you can simply throw the belt back. And as you throw the belt back, when you take the belt down, then you can actually grab the belt from below. Yes. Now, don't pull your arms away. It doesn't matter if you're tighter here. The work is to see that you move your shoulders back and you try to reach your hands in the center. So just stay with what is and use the belt to open the chest and roll the shoulders back. Now you can do the other side. So again, standing firmly in Samasthiti, take your belt in your left hand, lengthen the left upper arm, bend the elbow, taking the hand down, swing your right hand from below, grabbing the belt, and then stretching the arms as you extend the elbow back and rolling the shoulder back. Stay evenly, pressing your feet, look straight. Now slowly release and take the belt out. Now from here, we are going to go for the next one, which is Paschima Namaskarasana. You already know that Paschima means the back part of a body. So we did Namaskarasana. Now this is a little bit more complicated in terms of shoulder mobility. So if you find this is not happening or not possible, it's fine. But this is something which is also there in the sequence, so we are visiting it. If this is Namaskarasana, what we are going to do is I'm going to turn around to the back and have your hands touch here. So the palms touch somewhere, and then see if you can rotate your hands and have the hands pointing up. So then it becomes a Namaskarasana from mobility on the shoulders. Now, you might find there's a big gap between the palms of the hand. So what you have to do is work on moving the elbows closer, and maybe you'll be able to press the hands. If you find that's about it, stay there. If you are a little bit more open on the shoulders, see if you can slide your hands up higher between the shoulder blades, pressing the palms evenly into each other, rolling the shoulders back. What you don't want is to round your back to grab this, because the chest shouldn't cave in. In all these poses, our main purpose is to keep the chest open, so you can adjust your hands as necessary. Shoulders back, pressing the hands. Paschima Namaskarasana. Now slowly release. And you can just turn around, just release the wrists, because sometimes it might feel a little intense on the wrist. So just rotate your wrist and stretch your fingers out. Great. Now we are going to go back into doing some of our standing poses. So let us start with Vrksasana. Remember, tree pose. So please feel free to use a wall. You already know how to use the wall. And if you feel like you want to do it independent, just standing in the center of the room, then go ahead. And it's always practice that gets us better. So let's do the Vrksasana. Lift your right leg up. Remember to turn your knee out. Place the whole foot on your left inner thigh. Bring it as high as possible for you. Grip the outer hip sockets. Keep the weight heavy on the inner edge of the feet. Do not hang to the outer edge. And if you want to stay here with your hands, you can stay here, or you can stretch your arms and keep the arms extended. As you're in the pose, lift the side chest, keep your weight heavy on your inner leg, and at the same time, move your right knee down, draw the outer hips in, keeping them very firm and stable. Now slowly release the hands down, bring the foot down, returning back to Samasthiti or Tadasana. Now take your shoulders back, lift your left leg up, placing the left foot on the inner right thigh. Get your outer hips in. See that the weight is moving to the inner leg. So for this, we bring the outer hip in, lengthen the left knee down, also draw the left thigh into the hip socket, don't keep it loose, and then stretch your hands straight in Urdhva Hastasana as we reach up, stretch up, lengthening through the fingertips and keeping the weight heavy on the heels. Look straight, steady your eyes. Now slowly release and bring your hands down. Lower your foot and come back to Tadasana. Take your outer shoulders back. Pause. Take a few normal, soft, slow inhales and exhales. Utkatasana. So reach your arms up, stretch up, lengthen both sides of the body. Begin to bend your knees. And we are preparing our legs so that we can move into the standing poses. Your arms are helping you to lift the upper torso up. As you go down with your hips, remember to draw the thighs into the hip. The frontal hip stays lifted, the outer hips in, and keep your body weight on the heels. Lift up, stretch up. Look straight ahead. If you have a bit more openness, try to stretch your armpits and work your arms behind your head. Pressing into the heels, inhale and come up. Bring your hands down. So let's go for the base of the foundation of all the standing poses. So bring your hands in the center, bend your knees, jump and spread your legs out. Stretch your arms from the center of the chest. Quick check to see your toes are in line. And then let's start. Turn your right leg out completely to Utthita, Paschima Padasana. So Paschima Hasta Padasana, we turn. So come back to the center. Now we move on to our standing poses. Now we move on to our standing poses. Let's begin with the foundation of the standing poses, which is Utthita, Hasta, Padasana. So bring your hands in the center, bend your knees, jump and spread your legs out. Quick check to see your feet are in line, stretching your arms out evenly. Then we move as we turn our right leg, right knee, right foot completely out. This is Paschima Hasta Padasana. Your left foot slightly turns in. Keep the chest open, stamp into the outer edge of the leg, lengthen the right side of your torso, go down to Trikonasana. When you're in Trikonasana, again, turn your abdomen, turn your chest, keep stretching up with the arm, keep the weight even on both your feet. See that the left heel especially is firm, your left thigh is back. Now use the top arm. Inhale and come up. Turn your toes in, resetting your feet in line. Stretch from the center of the chest. Turn your entire left leg out to 90. Turn your right toes in. Keep the weight heavy on the right heel. Stretch from the center of the chest, keeping your head back. Lengthen the left side of your torso. Keep your right heel firm. You want your left hand to land light, so that you're standing on your legs. Evenly press your feet, lift the right side of the chest up, turn the left waistline towards the right, left armpit towards the right. Look straight. Now pressing into the feet, use the top arm, inhale and come up. Turn your toes in, jump and come back to standing. Pause here for a few moments. Normal soft inhale and normal soft exhale. Recovering for a few moments. Next, Vrksasana 2. By now you should be knowing these poses pretty well. We've almost done them every week. Bring your hands in, jump and spread your legs out. Stretch your arms out from the center of the chest. Turn your right leg out completely. Turn your left toes slightly in. Keep the weight heavy on the left heel, stretching the chest, looking straight. Bend your right leg. Go down, let your front leg go down to a 90 degree if you can. Make sure your left leg is firm. Turn from the right waistline to the left, keeping the arms stretching evenly. Look towards your right fingertips. Press your heels firm. Now pressing into the heel. Straighten your right leg first. Turn to look forward. Keep your arms up if you want a challenge. toes pointing straight. Turn your left leg out completely. Turn your right toes in. Press into the outer edge of the right heel, evenly stretching your arms, opening the chest. Go down from the hip as you lower your hips down. Again, making sure your weight is only on the heel, not letting the knee go forward, chest facing forward, and keeping the right heel firm. Turn your head only as you look towards your left fingertips. Tighten your upper arms. Right knee straight. Now pressing into the heel, slowly begin to straighten your left leg. Turn your toes. Turn your palms up, bend your knees, and jump. Come back into a standing pose, relaxing the shoulders down, moving the upper arms downward towards the floor. Utthita Parshvakonasana, and for that, of course, we'll need some blocks. So this gives you a little break. Go get your blocks. Place them behind you. You know by now, hopefully, what height you need. And I've also showed you an option, if you don't have a block, how to place it on your thigh. So let's bring the hands in. Bend your knees. Jump. Spread your legs out. Stretch your arms out from the center of the chest, toes pointing straight. Now turn your right leg out again, just like we did. Left toes in, hips level, chest open. Bend your front leg. Keeping the front leg bent, lengthen. Lengthen the whole right side of your body. See how far you can go. Bring your hand on the block. If you need to go higher, please take it higher. Then bring your left hand from the side, lengthening the torso. Make sure your left hip is down. Your right knee has to move in the direction of the arm, but your right waistline goes up. Your right chest turns up as you extend your spine. Keep your back leg firm. If you're quite open and you have no neck issue, you can also turn your head to gaze towards your elbow, inner elbow. Now turn your head to look face forward and use the arm. Lift yourself up and come up. Bring your hands down. Reset your feet again, toes pointing straight. Press the feet firmly. Stretch your arms out from the center of the chest. Look straight. Turn your left leg out completely. Turn your right toes in. Keep the weight heavy on the right heel, and then begin to bend your front leg. As you bend your front leg, lengthen the whole left side of the body. Go down with the left side of the chest, but extend. And then when you place your hand on the support, take your right arm from the front. So this way, you keep the upper arm extending. Now, as you move your left knee towards your left upper arm, can you bring the left side of your chest to go up towards the right? At the same time, keep your right knee tight. Lower your right hip down and extend the arms towards the fingertips, but press your right heel in the opposite direction. Now, if you're stable here, see if you can turn your head to gaze at your inner elbow. Now, turn your head to face forward. Use the top arm. Inhale and come up. Turn your toes in, jump, and come back to the center. Observe the breath, soft, smooth inhale, and soft, smooth exhale. Breathing in and breathing out softly. Next, we go for Vimanasana. So we don't need blocks here for this. And you'll also be repeating Virabhadrasana. So I'm going to just move these blocks out. So starting again, stand on the center of your mat. Let's do Vimanasana first. So bring your hands in the center, bend your knees, jump and spread your legs out. Keep the arms stretching. Use the arms to really open the side so this whole chest area can open. At the same time, also lift the side, armpit, chest. Turning yourself to the right side. So let's turn our right leg out completely. Turn your left toes 60 degrees, bit more. Keep the left heel firm, but then start turning from the back of your left thigh. Turn your left hip forward, left armpit forward. At the same time, see that you're heavy on the back leg as you revolve your chest. keeping your head back. Maintain the opening of the chest, upper arms back, bend your front leg. You want to be even on both your feet. Don't take your chest forward. Press your left heel more, left knee straight, but go ahead and bend your front leg. Turn the left side of your chest forward, right shoulder back. Now pressing into the heels, straighten your right leg, and then revolve the arms, come back to the center. Toes pointing straight, bring your hands down for a moment. Now let's do the other side. Again, expand the arms out from the center, tighten the upper arms, lift the side chest, head back. Vimanasana on the left side. So let's turn the entire left leg out. Knee, thigh, foot has to turn. And after you've done the turn your right toes 60 degrees. Press the heel. Start turning from the back of your left thigh. The right hip comes forward. The left hip goes back. Bring your right side of the chest forward. Keep your abdomen back, head back, maintaining the torso in the center. Pressing both your feet firmly, begin to bend your front leg. Note that the weight of the torso doesn't fall over the thighs. Remember Utkatasana. We were lifting our torso as we lowered our buttocks down. Same action. Now pressing into the back leg, straighten your front leg, turn your chest, and then turn your toes, jump, and walk your legs back. Pause. Take a couple of breaths here. Normal soft inhale and normal soft exhale. Next, we go for Virabhadrasana 1. So it's very similar to this previous pose, except now we take our arms up. So bring your hands in the center, bend your knees, spread, and take your legs out. Rotate your upper arms. Bring the arms up. Use the arms to lift the side of the chest. Take the upper arms behind your ears if you're able to. Now turn your right leg out completely. Turn your left toes in. Keep the foot turning a 60-degree turn. Then start to turn your hip, turn your chest. Similar to the previous pose. Keep the torso centered. Take your upper arms back behind your head. Abdomen in. And now bend your front leg. See that the weight is even on the feet. So press your left heel firm, especially the outer edge of your left heel. Can you bring your left hip forward? Can you take your right hip back? Lift and stretch your arms. Go down with your pelvis. Now pressing into the legs, lift with the arms, straighten your front leg. See if you can maintain the arms up as you turn yourself around. Now turn your toes in. Relax. Take your hands down. Pause, gather your breath, have a quick look at your feet, see that you're stamping them evenly, and let's do the left side. So stretch your arms out from the center, spreading from the center of the chest, rotate your upper arms, inhalation, go up, stretch up, lift the upper back away from the pelvis. Now turn your left leg out completely, turn your right toes in, maintain the rotation. Press the heel, keep the right thigh back, but start turning your right hip forward, left hip back. Keep lifting with the sides of the torso, and now bend your front leg. As you bend your front leg, remember, you want to press your heels. Don't let your knee go too far forward. The hip is lifting, but it is also going down. The torso is lifting, but your hip is going down. Bring your right shoulder forward and left shoulder back. Lift the arms up. Pressing into the outer edge of your right heel. Slowly begin to straighten your left leg. Now turn your chest. Turn your toes in. Take your arms to the side. Jump and come back. Okay, that's pretty strong work on the arms, I'm sure. Phew. Yeah, that's one of the reasons, I guess, if you keep doing these standing poses, you get pretty strong on the arms and legs. You don't really need to do too much. Surprisingly strong work. Now come back to the center. Take a couple of breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Next pose is Prasarita Padottanasana. and only concave back. So bring your hands in the center again, bend your knees and spread your legs out. Have your quick look. See that your toes are in line. Remember to stamp the outer edge of the heel. So this outer edge, you have to press it, both sides. That really makes the legs strong. Now, our inner legs are a little bit weak naturally. They need a bit more training. So what happens is usually their knees kind of go in this way. So the best thing you have to do is the more you press your outer edges of the heels, your inner knee starts to move out and your outer knee also goes back. So don't roll your outer knees forward. This is important. So this way, the legs stay back, the grip is maintained. Now, maintain the stamping. Watch your feet. See that you stamp your legs strongly. Keep your outer knees back. Don't let them roll forward as you come forward. And then bring your hands directly underneath your shoulders. So once more, we are working on definitely having our legs carry our torso. Press your fingertips. Use blocks as you know that you can. Pull the shoulders down. And again, the abdomen, once we place the hands, the chest has to lift and go forward. Move your chin forward, shoulders back. Thighs tight. If your hands can go down flat, of course you can have them this way. But if your head is rounding and your back is in this position, you need blocks or stay high on the fingertips. Tighten your legs from the hip, go forward, chest forward, head forward. Now stamping into the legs, bring your hands on your hips, inhale and come up. Now you can bring your hands to the center, jump and walk your legs back and come back to the center. So the next pose that we are going to look at is Gomukhasana or downward facing dog. So for this, we are doing a very simple version. So you can step to the top of your mat, keep your feet hip distance apart, bend your knees, see that your hands are spread. So you have a good contact, especially the index finger thumb side. So go down, press your index finger side down, your thumb down, make a good contact with the palms of the hand, and then just step your legs back. As you step your legs back, you want to see that your hands are pressing, your elbows are firm, and you're stretching from the armpit, this part, to the hips. Usually, we tend to fall this way. But if you press, you can work on stretching from the armpit to the outer hips. In the previous pose, remember I said, don't let your knees come forward. So move your outer knees back here, the inner knees back. So the knees remain straight and press your hands. Let your head release. Stretch your armpit. We've been opening our dorsal spine. So when you see things round, stretch your armpits, make your legs straight, elbows straight. Now look forward, walk forward, and come up. We are going to repeat that once more. Gomukhasana. Separate out your feet. Look forward. Reach your arms. Go down. You can go through Utkatasana. Spread the palms of the hand. Once you spread the palms of the hand, look back slightly and then walk your legs back. Once you walk your legs back, tighten your elbow joint. Make your knees straight, elbows straight. Press the palms of the hand. Stretch from the armpits to the outer hips. Take your outer knees back, inner knees back, and stretch from the calf muscle down to the heels. Take a couple of breaths. Watch your elbows. Make them straight, lifting. And then look forward, walk forward, and come to the top of the mat. Good. That was Gomukhasana. Next, we are going to go for Uttanasana, concave back. So I'm going to show you the sideways version. So let's start with our feet hip distance apart. So you can look at your hips, and if you're a little bit tighter, you can even use the outer edges of your mat. So you can line up the little toe in the outer edges of the heels, keeping the thighs tight, legs firm. Now, reach your arms forward, lengthen the torso. So we keep the upper arms close to the ears, like we did in Urdhva Hastasana. So keep stretching forward. As you stretch forward, then you can lightly drop your hands down. Now, it might be that your hands don't touch. Then you will have to put blocks. If they touch, if you look at the pose without the blocks, you know what you need to do. Your hands have to press, your arms are straight, your legs are straight, and look a little bit forward. So same thing, we want our dorsal spine, which is right here between the shoulder blades, not to move out like this, but to move back into the body so that we can stretch the front of the chest, and that way the front of the spine stays long. Keep your legs tight, shoulders back, pressing the hands, lengthening from the front of the body. Most of the cases, this tends to happen, right? So our back gets rounded and pulled in. So we've done Dandasana, and this is the similar thing in a standing way. Thighs tight, belly forward, chest forward. Now bring your hands on the hip, inhale and come up. Let's repeat that once more. I'm going to use a block so you understand how it's done with the block. So if you found that, well, my hands are not going to touch, just go ahead and place your blocks. So we are just doing concave back. So once more, stand with your feet apart, stamp your legs, keep the thighs firm, lift the pelvis, go forward. This time you can place your hands on your hips and then bring your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Press the hands down, move the shoulders down the back into the body and lengthen the front of the body. Slightly look forward, chin forward. At the same time, to support your lumbar spine, draw the abdomen in. Legs straight, knees tight. Now bring your hands on the hip. Inhale and come up using your legs. To continue in this movement, a slightly more intense version of this is Baddhanguliyasana. Now, the classic pose is when we take our first two fingers and we grab our big toes. Now, you might not be able to do it, so I will also show you an option with the belt, but I will first demonstrate the pose in using the hands. So same way, you can stand with your feet hip distance apart. You reach your arms up, lengthening the sides of the torso. Keep your upper arms in line. Keep reaching. This way, you're already making your spine long. And then bring your hands down. Grab the big toes with your first two fingers. Press your big toes down. But again, we lift our torso. So counter to just going down, we first have to learn to lift our spine, be on our legs, knees tight, stretching the chest forward. Keep your elbows tight, look slightly forward in front of you. Don't make your neck tight though. From the whole front of the body, with the help of the fingers, stretch forward. Baddhanguliyasana. Now bring your hands on the hip. Inhale and come up. Now I'll just show you once with the belt so it's clear. So you can take your belt and you can put the belt. Here are the big toes. So you can put the belt like this underneath the big toes. Yeah, so you can place the belt, but you have to press down with the feet because it's the leverage which helps us, right? So my feet are not coming up. I'm pressing down and then I can pull myself up more. So this helps. You can even grab the belt with a double loop. So this helps me to stretch my spine forward, the sides of my body. I want to grip strongly and stretch the sides. Look forward. Be strong on the legs, thighs back, belly forward, chest forward. Now place the belt away. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale and come up. Okay, so that more or less, I think, addresses all the standing poses that we would be doing today. Now we are going on to do some of the inversions. And ladies, if you have your periods, anybody with a neck problem or any kind of high pressure issue, and you've never done Iyengar Yoga, you can just skip this section and just do the rest of the poses that follow, which are possible. But for this, we will need some props. So you can go gather your props. I'm going to get mine and start setting up. Okay, so hopefully you've set up your blankets. I think there's already the previous videos which explain how to do that. So you can set it up just as if you're doing this section of the class. Now, we are also going to learn how to use a belt today. So for this, you'll have to see that you make a loop, and when you take your arms, they come up to your upper arms, this much, yeah? So you should be able to see that when you have the arms this way, your shoulders are able to go back. And this helps us to keep the elbows in. So I'll show you how to use the belt, but you can keep the belt ready in your hand. And we learned how to roll. So that's what we are going to do. So you're going to sit on your blankets, keep your belt on one shoulder, and lay down. Remember to really touch the back of your head. See that the head goes down well. The shoulders are within the blanket so that when you roll, the shoulders do not slip off, because this is a very important root of the pose. So you can hold the side, you can bend your knees, and you can take your legs up. Now pause here. It's very useful when we are in this position in halasana to actually really roll the outer shoulders, tuck the shoulder blades in, and keep working the thighs. We open the back of the legs in the previous poses. Now you see I had the belt halfway. Now I have to this is also requires a little practice, but as you keep doing the poses, then that should become easier and easier. So I take my belt now and I place it close to my upper arm, just above my elbow joint. So it helps me to keep my arms in line. So even when I bend my elbows will not slip out. So it gives you a better surface. See that sorry, I'm just going to pull this a little bit higher up. So my elbow is grounded. It helps me to lift my back better. So I can stay here, walking the legs down. If it's possible for you to take your legs down and lifting the hips up, don't loosen the legs. It collapses our back. So you want to keep the legs up. If you're unable to do that, please keep your legs higher. Now let's practice Eka Pada Sarvangasana. See, with the help of the belt, if you can slide your hands a little bit lower down your back, not towards your buttocks. Then start to lift your right leg up, stretch it. Remember, the opposite hip also has to lift. Keep your legs tight. Now bring your right leg down. Take your left leg up. Stretch your left leg. The opposite hip, don't shorten it. Keep the elbow pressing, lift the outer hip, and make your leg straight. Buttocks in. Now bring the leg down. Now let's see if we can go into full Sarvangasana. So for that, again, stretch your leg. See that your hands are quite low on your back. Then from here, you have to slightly move this thigh into the hip and then take the leg up. And again, if it's not possible, you don't have to do it today. Keep lifting your back, stretching your legs, knees straight. Learning the poses, so we're not going to stay very long at the beginning. We just learn. Keeping the elbows connected with the belt helps you so it doesn't slip. Stretch your legs. And now let's come down to halasana, one leg at a time. So bring your leg down and stay here. Now this is a good opportunity to take the belt off. So as you can see, I just slide the belt off. I can also be in halasana like this. It's a bit restful after the previous pose. Breathing in, breathing out, knees tight. And then we move to Karna Pindasana. Karna means ear. And here, if you can, take your knees down and move your knees close to the ears. You can put your hands around over the back of the knees and curl in. And again, if it's not possible for you to do this, you can also stay a bit this way. Yeah, you can see how my feet were higher, but I can drop my knees down. And now from here, hold your back, slightly holding your back. Draw the abdomen in and gently lower your buttocks down. Stay for a few moments with your head resting, observing the breath. Now slowly from there, begin to come up into a seated position. In fact, let's continue using our height. I'm just going to slightly move the blankets back so that it gives you a bit more room for my feet. We start with the legs straight, sitting. In Dandasana. Keep your legs straight, press your thighs down, lift the chest, shoulders back. And then you can reach your arms up. Again, Urdhva Hastasana, and from there, go forward. If you can grab your big toes, you can grab your big toes. And if that's not possible, of course, you know you have your belt. So you place the belt on the bottom of your feet. This is similar to what we did previously, which was Padasana. So you can keep pulling the belt, lift the side chest, draw the shoulders down, lengthen the front of the body, keep your head back. Don't have your head forward. The chest lifts, the side chest lifts. Work on pressing your thighs down as you look straight. And then if you're fine, take your elbows up and go forward in Paschima Namaskarasana. And you already know that you don't want to round your back. So if you need to be higher on a chair, please be on the chair. Otherwise, stay in this position. Legs straight, extending, elbows up. If you can hold your feet, you can hold your feet. Keep your head in line with your shoulders. Observe the breath. Now from there, begin to lift yourself up. And again, these poses like Paschima Namaskarasana, they're a bit more to quieten you down after you've done your Sarvangasana inversions. And even if you didn't do that, you could still do these poses before you go to Shavasana. So already the mind is a bit calmer, you can go easily into Shavasana. So for that, you can set up. I will just move all my props away so that I can do a quick Shavasana. So position yourself on the center of the mat. Remember to go down with ease. Lift the back of your head. Roll the outer shoulders back and then lengthen the legs out, letting your feet fall on either side. Relax your fingers, relax your shoulders, and stay quiet for a few moments. Now slowly begin to gently open your eyes. Bring your right hand, your left hand back on your abdomen. Bending your right knee, your left knee. Gently turn yourself to the right side. And then using your left hand, pressing into the floor, we come up into a seated position. So bring your hands at the center of the chest. Take a deep, slow inhale and exhale. May the practice bring you great benefits. And thank you once again if you practiced today.